All right. Good morning. Got give it a few minutes here to let a couple more people join, and I will tell you guys what is going on. So let's just give it another minute here. Got a couple of you in the chat here. All right. So, today I am not able to trade because I traded Thursday and it is a holiday. So, my funds did not settle today because all the banks are closed. And TD Ameritrade is part of TD Bank. So, they are closed. And you can see right here. Let's see, where's it at? Stock buying power, $83. So all I can afford is $83 worth of any stock today. So it's not worth trading. With it being a holiday, there's probably not a lot of volume. Traders still could be on vacation. They might have took a 3-day trip for the weekend. Anybody who's on a cash account like me who traded Thursday and Friday, their funds aren't settled either, so volume's going to be a little bit lighter. That being said, though, even with lighter volume, there's been some moves today. And early this morning, lost 100. What did you lose 100 on? Curious what you lost it on, because there's a couple good plays, which is what I was about to go over. The first play I was leaning really hard towards this morning if I could have traded. Because I can't trade, I told you guys last week I would stream on Monday, so I'm going to do a small stream today, but I didn't realize it was a holiday today and my funds wouldn't be settled. So, yeah, you can't overtrade, especially not with it being a holiday. That's what I'm saying. You gotta, if you've not watched the market conditions video yet, you gotta make sure those market conditions are ready for the trades. CLVS. That was on my scanners earlier, but I didn't like it. So, would you get in at the break of the VWAP maybe? I mean, this is not a very good U shape. It's very ugly because of this big red candle. So, with market conditions, I wouldn't expect much more than this out of that. I don't know did you get in on the second U shape? Is that where you tried to get in at? Because if you try to get in on the second U shape, I could see you getting destroyed there. But yeah, from here to here would have been all I would have wanted to trade on this, just because of market conditions. But like I said, this is not really a U shape. I mean, this is a dip under the VWAP and back above, but it's like this is pretty straight down and then straight up. Need a little bit more consolidation. But LPCN, which is second U, whew, yeah, I bet that was rough. That's the problem. That's the problem though today is market conditions. That and you don't have a press release on this. I mean, there was stuff going on Friday with it, but Friday it moved from 4.36 all the way up to $6. So you already had a decent run on it. So it was time for shorters to take over. So with market conditions being ugly, if you've not watched that market conditions video that I put out over the weekend, you want to go watch that because that could have saved you money today, which is one reason why I'm kind of happy my funds didn't settle because market conditions are not great. The morning squawk was like everything's set to drop after record highs and stuff. So then, like I said, the holiday and there's something else going on. Yeah, yeah, it's a sneaky holiday. But yeah, you got to be aware of that stuff. There's a lot of things that can affect market conditions. But that being said, this was not. There was a couple of good trades, and LPC in. This is not in my main strategy, but Jerry asked me the other day what my biggest win ever was on, and it was on a dead cat bounce. And this stock missed their phase 3 results. They failed, and this stock plummeted in pre-market from 250 all the way down to 50 cents. So I mean, you have a stock that dropped $2 in a short period of time. Keep it simple. Stocks go up, they must come down. They come down, they must come up. So you get this dead cat bounce here, and right at market open, it's not been bullish all pre-market. So it finally comes down and breaks this VWAP and it's bullish. And you have it run up from 70 cents all the way up to 88 cents. And this still could keep going potentially to $1. I doubt it would break $1 today, but it could go up to $1. So this was a pretty predictable, easy dead cat bounce play on today. That's one of my favorite patterns, but it's not my main strategy because dead cat bounces don't happen that often. It's hard if you were only trading this strategy, you probably it wouldn't be that consistent because like I said, it doesn't happen that often, but when it does happen, you have pretty easy clear potential. Because like how much further is this stock really going to drop? This stock has been up here in this $1.50, $3 range for 6 months, and it being down this low, that is a value. It's a Dollar General price Black Friday sale on these stocks for people who like this stock, this company. So they're going to be buying it. Once all this selling and shorting gets done, because people saw this, the people who believe in this company, they're going to come in and buy this at these low prices, and it's going to slowly push it up. So that's a very easy predictable play, even with bad market conditions. And then TRNX, another one. I had it on my watch list this morning, but I took it off. But you have a perfect little U shape right here. It had this weird big green candle right before pre-market, but it crashed down under the VWAP. This was a little bit too fast of a U shape to the VWAP, but you can see it never got any confirmation break. There's not one candle that is above this VWAP. So it came back down, and then at this second break here, you got some pretty strong confirmation on this second green candle. And this is a nice little U shape, pretty little U shape. And you got to move all the way up. So TRNX was a good play that does fit the strategy. It does not have the press release today, but it does have a good chart pattern. And you can see here the chart pattern. The stock is getting squeezed between the 50 and the 9, and it has room all the way up to 28.46. So with market conditions being the way they are, traders will be excited still because it's a new week, the ones that are here, and you could get some potential pump and dumps or pushes up like this. So TRNX was a pretty good play. Now Dare was another one I was leaning towards, but in pre-market it got held up at $1.10 several times, and then it got held up here. Like, it did make a little bit of a U shape, but there's no red candles, so it's not really what you want. You kind of want the red candles into green candles, and so it couldn't break that 110, and that goes back. It goes back to market conditions. We got this market conditions with a little bit of off volume, comes up, doesn't break, crashes down. Now potentially it could make one big U shape, but probably, well, yeah, maybe, I don't know. Market conditions are going to be weird today, that's for sure. The safest play, I would say, is definitely LPCN this morning, just because you're getting in so low. You know, like the value of the stock is so oversold at this point that you're not risking much. It's not going to keep crashing. It's got to have a rebound somewhere. So that was probably the best play today. Hey, what's going on, Jerry? Did you just join? I believe Jerry just joined. But Jerry, this is when we were talking about dead cat bounces last week. This was what I was talking about. This is the pattern that I look for. You can see here on LPCN, plummets after FDA turns away. So I thought they failed on phase 3, but whatever. I swear it said something about phase 3. Oh well. Anyway, the point is, it had a bad press release, and even though it had a bad press release, it's not quite the end of the world. But this stock gapped down from this 280 area all the way down to almost 50 cents. So on the yearly chart, you've got this big gap of space, very big gap down. So you got to get a bounce. Let's see here. It looks like we might be getting some new highs on this. My biggest loss is like $150. When I'm trading on a bigger account, I cut losses pretty quick. I don't I know on some of these trades you guys seen me hold all day and even swing trade one into the morning, but uh, I'm on a big account. I don't do that because you don't want to risk too much. Like, I don't like losing more than $100 on a bigger account, so I lock out pretty quick. It's just with a small account like this, I try to give stocks a little bit more of a chance to see if they go on a bigger run, which is not a good idea, apparently. Have you seen so far with my trading? Uh, but yeah, if I was down like more than $150, I would just get out because you just got to cut the losses. You can't sit there and bag hold and hope it goes up because your losses could just get bigger and bigger. I don't think it'll fill this gap. That's like, it did have a bad press release. It's not going to rebound back to these prices. Not today. Maybe over like a 6-month period, but well, I don't know. We had that one last week. I can't remember what that play was. I think it was AGRX. Let's see. Is that what it was? Let's see here. Oh, AGRX made a nice little decent move. Yeah, it was AGRX. So there's a slight difference, but AGRX did have a gap down, and then it crashed even more and down in 30 cents. And then the next day we saw it back up at these prices, but that rarely happens. Like, AGX was kind of crazy, but that rarely happens. Usually on these dead cats, it'll be your first day. You'll have this crash, and then you'll you'll get a little move up, but it's definitely not going to fill that entire gap. That's too much for it with a bad press release. You just want it to get a nice little rebound, like 30, 40, maybe even 50-cent rebound. Like I said, this could get up to $1, but I wouldn't think it'd get much higher than that. So, but yeah, I don't like to take losses. And if I do take a loss, I will try to get out as quick as possible on a bigger account. But you're gonna see that now that I've redisciplined myself. And you saw Thursday, I had a perfect easy trade, nice and easy, in and out, pretty good execution. I could have locked in a little bit more, but that's okay. It was a good trade all around. I'm going to stick to that. I'm not going to do any more nonsense. So you're not going to see me hold stocks for very long. And that's just how it's going to be. Because I got to stick to that strategy. See, TRNX got a little bit of a U shape here. This could be a cup and handle if this handle forms here. But this will have to break 250 before it gets any more running, which might take a while. And the only way to handle losses is to take them as lessons. Don't take them as losses. Just learn what you did from them and don't do that again. But yeah, if I've kind of seen viewers drop in and out here, so I don't know who all is in here or who's heard what. But I am not trading today because it is a holiday and my funds did not settle from Thursday. You can see here I only have $83 buying power, so I'm just streaming today just to talk about things and see how market conditions are for the week. Even though it's a holiday, we can kind of get an idea. It's going to be hot. I mean, we're not having any major runners, but we're having some decent runners in a holiday with off volume, so the rest of the week should be pretty hot. Now, there's not a lot going on, really, other than, see, AEHR. That's one I've not seen in a while. See, received $6 million of follow-on orders. So that's not bad. Kind of ugly, but the VWAP strategy, I don't like to trade right at market open. There's too much volume and too many things going on. Like on Dare, I like to wait for my patterns to form. And like on Dare, if you look at this, there's not much of a pattern here. This is kind of ugly. I mean, it is a little bit of a U under the VWAP, but there's no red candles. It's ugly. So jumping in right here in the first few minutes of the market at market open, you're risking. You don't know really which way a stock is going to go. It could easily go up and it could easily just shoot right down. So I find it's best, and the way it fits with my strategy is you want those red candles. You actually don't want it to rip right at market open. You want it to come down under the VWAP and U-shape around, like with TRNX. So that's what I wait for if I'm trading disciplined into my strategy. So like TRNX, people who saw this candle here probably got excited and probably jumped in right here, and then they got destroyed because it's so hard to play market open. Like, you don't know really which way it's going to go. There's no predictability here. So you get this crash down, and and I would wait. There's no way I would have touched this right away this morning. I would have waited and waited for this pattern to form. Like I said, this is a little bit of a U shape, but you don't want your U shapes to be too tight. You don't want them to be too like this is more of a V than it is a U shape. It's not quite as rounded. You want that round bottom, like Jerry likes, that round bottom there. And so you get that U, then you can get these moves. So that's, I wouldn't put a certain time on it of like market open or, 9:45 or 10 p.m. You just got to wait and fill it out. Wait for the pattern to form. That's what I like to do. Because then you get very, very easy predictability like right here. Like this is so clear cut. Like I know right here in this little beginning area, it's like you could have thought this was going to be a U shape here, but you never got a confirmation candle. Like all this candle went up, but it like barely broke for just a second, but then this candle opened up down here. It opened up down here. Or did it open up here? It's red. No, it opened up here at the VWAP, but it didn't break above the VWAP. And then it dropped down, and then this candle opened below the VWAP. Like none of these candles were like good confirmation candles, so you wouldn't trade any of this. Like all this right here is nonsense. Like all this, you're looking at that, there's no pattern, it's just ugly. All you know is the VWAP is holding up as resistance here. So it's like none of these areas are good entries. So none of that. So we wait, and then we get 5 red candles down, and then a little come around here, a little pop up. This candle breaks the VWAP pretty strongly, stronger than any of these candles did, but the second candle opens above the VWAP. So now you know you're above that VWAP, you have the strong break, and you get a nice run up. So same thing with DARE. You look at DARE, market open, you don't really have any predictability here. There's no red candles into the green candles. You just have ugly candles. It's all ugly. And this is a very big upper shadow. If you don't know candles, I don't think you need to know a whole lot of details about candles to trade my strategy. But it can help just by knowing a few certain things. Like this is called an upper shadow. And this is where it's a big wick. You have a big green wick, which means the selling volume outweighed that buying volume and crushed the stock down right there, that price. So you have this long shadow, and that just basically means there's too much selling. And so with that many upper shadows, it usually means the stock is weak and the sellers are winning. And then this is actually right here. This candle is a doji star. And a doji star, simply enough, it represents a trend reversal. And since the stock was going up right there, you get a doji star, trend reversal, the stock goes down. But you never, all this is nonsense. You wouldn't trade this. This could be a little bit of a U shape, but you didn't, on the second candle, you did not get the strong break. Like you kind of broke a little bit there. This candle opened right there, right above the VWAP, but then it crashed down. It didn't go up. So that's why you need that confirmation. Basically, yeah, TD will let you convert your cash account to a margin account if they approve it. Even if you're not at 25,000, but keep in mind that you're still not going to be able to trade 3 times a week or more than 3 times a week, because you will get flagged as a pattern day trader by using margin like that, and they will freeze your account. And it can lead to fines if you're flagged too much. So if you're not at 25,000, I don't really see a reason that you'd want to switch to a margin account, quite honestly. And let's see here. The ultimate goal is to get in at the break of the confirmed break of the VWAP. Like, I don't want to necessarily say uh, that I want to wait to see if the VWAP holds up as support, because in this, let's see, my TD's going kind of crazy. Okay, well, yeah. So like right here, uh, you get a strong break on this candle, so you could enter here and that would be okay. But it could come back down and crack the VWAP possibly. But this is a pretty good strong break, and you do have a nice U shape, so you'd be okay to get in there. But you would be a lot better off seeing this candle here hold up. So by looking at this second candle, you could say that I am waiting to see if the VWAP is going to hold up as support, but it's not really showing that it's holding up as support yet because it's not testing the support. It's just holding above the VWAP right here. So, like this area would be a good area to get in right here. You don't want to wait too long because this is 1 and 2 minutes, and the candle opened here. So actually, you're talking about a minute and maybe 15 to 20 seconds that this thing started moving straight up. So you only have like a minute in this area to really think about where to get the entry. So you got to be kind of quick. But it's as soon as you see this and you see it start turning green, that's a pretty good sign that the stock is going to go up. Like if this opens or if this stock closes up here and then it opens here, but it starts going down to the VWAP, then it might crash back down. But if you see it starting to go green, it's a pretty good idea. Plus, I look at these volume bars right here. If I see a lot of volume coming in here, and I see on the level 2, there's a lot of big buyers at this price range, at this 210, 28 area, then I just kind of put all the information together and say, hey, this is going to go up. So you have to read you have to read the level 2 and time and sales and the volume bars as well as the pattern kind of at the same time for that entry. I hope I explained that clear enough, but you just kind of want to look at all of it in that 1 little minute span to decide where to get in at, whether or not this is going to hold up and go on a nice run or crash. Because most of the time in a hot market, if you see the time and sales lighting up green, you see the level 2 lighting up green, the bids are jumping, volume bars are coming in at the break of this VWAP, most likely it's going to rip, especially with hot market conditions. That's why I'm been harping on market conditions this past couple weeks, because that is so important. It's so important to know market conditions. If you don't, then you're kind of trading blind, because you're not going to know if the stock's going to be ripping hard or not. Like in poor market conditions, this could have easily went to this 210 area right here where it got held up for a second and crashed right back down. Let's see. In Canada, oh you don't, oh yeah, that's right, you're in Canada, so you don't have the PDT rule. Well, if you don't have the PDT rule, then yeah, if you want to switch to a margin account, just be careful. Don't with a margin account. I know you're not a new trader, but you don't want to have a margin account just to do it. Like you don't want to use the margin really. If you got 5,000 in your account, don't be trading $25,000 worth of margin, because what you're going to do is end up ruining your life. So if you take one bad loss or something crazy happens, then you're going to kill yourself. Like whatever amount of money you have in your account, only trade with that. Just use the margin to be able to make, more trades or be able to trade every day. But don't use more than what you have in your account. Because when you start using their money and you make mistakes or anything can happen. Your computer blows up, whatever. Since you're in Canada, a caribou might crash through your window and break your computer Like you don't want those problems when you're on margin. So, you know, yeah, exactly, exactly. There you go. So yeah, I mean, if you want to do that, go ahead and why not? Yeah, well, there you go. See, you're smart, Marcus. You paper traded first. It's the best thing you can do is paper trade first. So yeah, I saw several different other people have joined, and I don't wanna waste anybody's time if they're here just to watch me trade. If you've joined and you don't know yet, it is a holiday. My funds did not settle yet, so I am not trading today. I have not made a trade today. I only have $83 right here to trade with. So I'm waiting till tomorrow. But I said I would live stream today last week before I realized it was a holiday. And so I'm live streaming, just looking at some things and answering some questions, filling out the market to see what we're gonna be like this week. Because it's about that time for these penny stocks to heat up. It is about that time. Yeah, you don't want the the, the igloos. What's that cause? Global warming? We're gonna turn this into a political chat and all that. What's going on with the igloos? They start melting and the water gets in your PC. That's pretty funny. So y'all got recreational weed too up there. So I guess when your igloo melts, it ruins your PC, it ruins your weed, it ruins your pipe, all that stuff. It's just a bad day for you in Canada when your igloo melts. So yeah, if you guys have any questions today, like I said, I'm not trading, so throw any questions you have at me. We'll give it probably 20 more minutes here, 20, 30 more minutes. I'm just trying to fill out the market, see if it's going to be hot. And that's the thing. I think with it being a holiday, market conditions shouldn't be that good. Plus, the morning squawk as well said that it was like all red on all the futures. So even with those bad market conditions, we have had some potential moves like TRNX, which is still moving up, and then LPCN is a nice dead cat bounce. So that's pretty good to see this today because that means the rest of the week ought to be hot. Ruins everything, yeah. So this is starting to make a big curl around. This could start crashing again, but it is still above the VWAP. So I just love these dead cat bounces. Now on this one, back to what we were saying about when do I look for my entries, what time I trade. On this one, this is not the normal strategy. This is a whole different strategy. This is that dead cat bounce strategy. And you can get U shapes under the VWAP on the dead cat bounces as well. But it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen all the time. Like I said, these dead cat bounces don't happen all the time. There's not a lot of consistency of when they happen. There's just usually more of them in earnings season because you have a lot of bad earnings. But like on this one, I would because it's so low. I think you're okay to get in above the VWAP here. Like I think this anywhere in this area is fine. You actually did get a little U shape right here above the VWAP. So I mean, you could have got in right at 73 cents. Break of 75 cents is always strong in these sub dollar stocks. So there's plenty of areas on this because like you're not like the lowest this stock has been is 56 cents. So even if you waited for the market to open and you saw 62 cents, you're risking 6 cents right here, you know. So that even is a decent entry. And you can see right through here 60 cents held 62 cents actually held up as support or as resistance right through these little candles in pre-market. So you can see that you could get a bounce off 62 cents and get this run. So essentially you could get in here, but even if you wait for the VWAP break, You get a nice strong VWAP break. This candle's second candle right above the VWAP. You could have got in here and just held and waited. Like I said, the beauty of the dead cat bounce is it's so low. It's so low on this entire chart over a year. As long as the press release is that they are not going out of business. Like, you don't want it to say they're going out of business or they're being delisted from the NASDAQ. But if it's just a bad press release, it's not that big of a deal, and you get this much panic selling to push the stock way down here, there's not much risk in this. Like, most likely, if it's not going out of business or it's not getting delisted, it's not going to go to zero. So, like, anywhere in this area is not that bad to get in. But that, like I said, this is a dead cat bounce. This is a totally different strategy than my normal strategy. So that's what you got to keep in mind with that. And I'll do a video eventually on dead cats. I could do it on that one. I could use that as an example. That's a good example. Let's see. ACB is on a downtrend still. Man, I hate to see that. I like Aurora as a company. So, let's see here. Yeah, Aurora has dropped, but I think you're in safe support levels now because you've had these crashes. This crash from $10 all the way down. Whoops. You've not had any consolidation sideways. This has all been down. Kind of a down movement. And right now you're getting sideways consolidation. Looks like you've got some support right around this 350 area. So if this stays above 350, if it can continue to hold 350 for a while, for maybe a couple weeks till something interesting happens, let's see what's going on. Short sellers are increasing bets on cannabis stocks. That is interesting. Let me tell you why that is interesting. If the shorts, this stock is already pretty low. Some people might say this is what the value should be of Aurora, but if the shorts load up on shorts on this play and on a lot of the pot stocks, and something happens, say on the off chance that Trump decides to go gung-ho and recreational or federally legalize marijuana through the whole United States. If you have something like that, these shorters are going to have to cover. And it is going to absolutely blow these stocks up. Like, the shorters are going to get destroyed. But that being said, that's if something significant happens in the pot stock world to make people come in and start buying them. If you get a ton of buying volume against those shorts, you're going to have an explosion of stocks. Like, the pot stocks will be running hard if that happens. But there needs to be something significant. There's not been any states lately. I think Illinois is the only one that has become recreational legal. Now, Wisconsin, there's talk of it because Illinois did it. There's like a law they're passing that says you can go to Illinois and get it, but when you come back to Wisconsin, you have to have a receipt from Illinois for it, which is weird. It makes no sense to allow that to happen unless Wisconsin's going to legalize it. So if we get another wave of states that legalize it, like maybe 5-10 states, then that could cause a short squeeze and push all these shorts out of here. But when those shorts start covering, they have to buy back into the stock. So when they have to cover and the stock is going up, it's going to keep pushing the stock up. So that could be very interesting. You could say it's a bubble. But here's the thing. You lost 500 during the weed bubble? I mean, it was a bubble, okay? But here's the thing: this is not like a fad. This is not like a trend. Like, yeah, it was trendy and it did. They had these massive runs, but this is a whole brand new industry that we're on the forefront of. It's not going anywhere. It's only gonna like these companies are only gonna make more money as time goes on. And once the United States, fully legalizes, pretty much everywhere else will fully legalize it, and you're not going to have marijuana illegal anywhere in the whole world. And the demand is going to outweigh the supply of marijuana. Like right now, the supply is outweighing demand. I've read the press releases and stuff. Like pot stocks is what got me in to day trading, and right now they have too much supply. But like I said, once it's legal through the whole world, that supply is not going to be enough. The Canadian companies are not going to be able to handle it by themselves. This industry is going to get another jump. It's not going to keep going down. You're not going to see this. Like these stocks have been crashing and crashing, but that's just because they were so high up. Like when they go up, they got to come down. And it's the same thing. At some point, these stocks have got to come back up. And that's going to happen when something significant happens, like the U.S. Making it legal, which will eventually happen. When, I don't know, but right now you have over 25 states where it's at least medically legal. So when over half of your country is saying, "Hey, we need to do this," it's going to happen. So, you know, from a trader, a day trader, swing trader, maybe even long term, like 6 month investor or yearly investor, yeah, you probably don't want to do too much with these right now. But someone who is a trader like Warren Buffett, who buys a company he believes in and wants to hold it for 20 years, in 20 years, a lot can happen. I just read an article yesterday where uh, we have police robots now. There's a stock company that is, they have police robots. So I was thinking about 20 years ago, we had pagers. We didn't even have cell phones. So in 20 years, we went from pagers. Well, let's see. Hold on. My math might be wrong here. Pagers, I think, were a little bit earlier than the 2000s. I forget it's almost 2020. Time flies when you get older. But either way, just think about 2000 to now. How much has changed? So there's a lot that can change. So let's see what's going on. Uh, yeah, I mean, I could see that. There's a lot of old stubborn people in Congress, but we have a one thing. I don't want to get into this. I will say this. I don't like to keep. I don't want my channel to be political because a lot of day trading groups and stuff like that they start turning political. And while it's funny to me because it's chaos, I don't want that to happen to my channel. So I'm just gonna say this: the younger people, the younger generations, are seeing things a lot clearer than the older generations. The 9 to 5 stigma, the the brainwashing stigma of you have to work a 9 to 5, you have to go to college, all that's going out the window. The internet has made it to where anybody can make money at any time. You don't need a degree. You don't need anything special to make money. There's so many different ways to make money. So all the brainwashing that's been done over the past, you know, 50, 60, 70 years is going out the window. So I think sooner rather than later, even some of the old stubborn ones are going to have to come around. Like when the really old ones die, the ones who are in their 60s now, you think about that 40 years ago, they were 20 in the 80s. So they were probably doing cocaine and listening to Ozzy Osbourne and all that. The ones who are going to be in their 50s and 60s now are a little bit different than what we've had. There's going to be some changes happening in the next 10, 20 years for sure with our government. That's that's what I'll say about it. It's going to be interesting. people, Joe Rogan had a special where he said, uh, what was it? He said it was something like, our government needs to change. There needs to be some type of changes because we're running off of the same government that was made by guys wearing powdered wigs. So yeah, that's a good point. Like there's a lot that's going to change, and it's going to be soon. And I think marijuana will be legal, recreational to the whole United States pretty soon. I would say within the next 10 years. I would say next 10 years because some more states are going to legalize. I know Tennessee has been talking about it for the past few years. Like I said, Wisconsin's starting to talk about it. A lot of those western states, the more that Colorado and California make money off of it, people are going to start coming around, and it's going to change. It's going to change a lot. It's going to be interesting. We're at a point in our history where things are going to get interesting. It's going to get spicy real soon here. But yeah, that was a tangent. Sorry for that tangent, but it kind of excites me that things are going to dramatically change. And when I say dramatically, I don't think our country is going to fall apart or anything. I think the stock market's still going to keep going. There's too much money involved in all that stuff. But I think there will be some changes. See, look at there. And Canada is pulling ahead of the U.S. Like, you think about it. U.S. has been in plenty of wars. We've got plenty of debt. Canada hasn't been in too much stuff. They've been sitting up there, just piling resources, legalizing weed, making money off of that. Like they probably got a spaceship that is already, or a space colony already built on Mars or something that nobody knows about. Like you gotta watch the Canadians. They're sneaky. TRNX. Yep. This is a beautiful U shape here. Perfect little U shape on this play. Right there. So you got the U shape there, the run up, bounce off the VWAP here. Another little move here. This is kind of a cup and handle pattern. Then we got this U shape. So this is a good sign. Bad market conditions. Hey, TRNX doesn't care. We're getting to move up on this. So this week ought to be hot. I'm excited for tomorrow. I'm excited to look for a trade like this where we get this perfect little U shape under the VWAP and get these nice runs. And TRNX does have room to go all the way up to 2850. So I'm not saying it's going to. I would be very shocked if it did. But it does have a lot of room between that 200-day moving average. Let's see where your next resistance is. If I can see it on this ugly chart. Well, natural resistance is going to be $5. But it looks like right around 425, there's some resistance. Other than that, I don't see much resistance. I don't see too much. Will this run to $5 today? Probably not, but it is possible. It's good that we're seeing this though, because this is what we want to see. We want to see stocks moving. This is a move from about $2, $2.70. Yeah, it's a decent move, pretty good move. But that's what we want to see. Is anything else going on? Make sure we're not missing. Let's see, MOXC. Nothing really there. And 265 is going to be resistance for that. That's ugly. Yeah, so TRNX is pretty much the play today. It's the LPCN. Let's see. Um, I've been trading for around 5 years, maybe six. I'm so bad with keeping up with time and stuff like that. So, I know it's been like it's had to have been at least 5 years because it's been a long time. But I don't. I'm one of those people who have a problem with books. Like I just can't get into reading them. So if anybody has any good suggestions for books, feel free to post them. I see Junior there's posting one, but I'm just not. I'm not a reader. I do better with video. Like I can sit there and read the same sentence 10 times and not understand it, but if somebody tells me one time over video, I'm like, oh, okay, I get that. It's just something I don't know. I don't like reading. I've never liked reading my whole life. I'm more of a visual learner. I'm more of throw me in the fire and let me work on it. I'll figure it out. Coincidentally, that's how I became a restaurant manager before I retired from that crazy industry. Was I got through in the fire, and every restaurant manager position that I took, I would not get trained whatsoever. I would just be thrown in the fire. So, the Momo scanner here, it's based. Let's see, I've got it. It's one of the scans here. If you didn't know this, you can put your scans on the side here as a watch list. I do that because sometimes stocks come out of nowhere. And I call it Momo scanner, but let's see, I don't even remember what the settings are on it. Let's see. You can see I have several different scanners. I've done some experimenting with different ones, but it must be this one. Yeah, it's got to be this one. So let's see here. Hmm. But Momo stands for momentum if you didn't know that. I don't know what's going on with all these shares here. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know why I would. Strange. Well, this needs to be adjusted. I don't know when this happened, but it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be that crazy. Those are not the right numbers for sure. Those are just random numbers. I don't know. Maybe I was in my Thinkorswim one day and I just started accidentally clicking. See, yeah, shares. That's 50,000. So, okay. See, I need one more zero. Right. Okay. And then I have this study here: unusual volume. Current Mars volume increased at least 5% from its typical average over 5 periods. So let's see, scan. Let's see if that fixes it. Change 52%. Okay. So yeah, that's the scanner settings for that. I change these quite often. I mess around and do different things because there's so many options in Thinkorswim with their scanners that it can get crazy. So, but yeah, that one's that one. Just kind of random, I guess. I probably should change it to one of these other ones. Let's see if that does anything. Oh, so yeah, that made a difference. So I'm glad you asked me what the Momo scanner was because honestly, that's the wrong one to have up. That's not the one I should have had up. This one is. see, CUI. Okay. But yeah, you can have your scanners on this sidebar. It's really nice. Well, some people don't know that Momo stands for momentum. The thing that was weird was they had that Momo challenge with that weird little creature girl thing, and that really made me not like to call it Momo anymore. Hey, what's up, David? What's going on? Did you just get in the chat? So, once again, if you've been with me since I started the chat, I apologize, but I'm going to say it again because it looks like we've got a few more people in here, and I want people to understand what's going on right now. But I did not trade today. I am not trading today. It is a holiday, and my funds did not settle from Thursday. I only have $83 to trade with. But I told you guys that I was going to stream today, so I'm doing the stream, asking some questions or answering some questions, having some conversation about some crazy stuff, and just getting an overall feel of the market for this week, filling out market conditions. So that's what's going on if you just joined and you did not know. I have not traded. I'm not making any trades. This will not be a recap video because my recap videos are only attempted trades. But day 6 will be out today of the recap videos, speaking of. So back to one of the things we were talking about. Buying at the open. Like, if you would have bought at the open on Dare, then you would have got destroyed most likely because this has been crashing out. That's why we want to wait for the patterns to form. We want to wait to see if this U-shape back around, and it never did, so this play is dead. Now, maybe if it eventually later on in the day gets back to $1, maybe in power hour you could get a move, but TRNX pretty much has all the volume. Yeah, TRNX got the volume. Getting some consolidation here. This could be, if this U-shapes back around, it's starting to a little bit, but if it starts coming back up to this 272, and you get a break at 272, could see this at $3. But it's pretty high up right now. I mean, this is way off of this VWAP, so I definitely wouldn't want to trade this at this point if you were thinking about it. But yeah, any day that's a holiday like today, where it lands on a Monday or a Friday, well, pretty much any day of the week, if there's a holiday, trading is going to be off. Volume is going to be off in the market. So that's what's going on today. There's not a lot going on, but TRNX is getting some movement. And it's because traders are excited, and I'm guessing that the Sure Trader people have switched over by now. They've got new brokers. They're probably itching to trade because they didn't trade for a week. That would be my guess. So we are getting a nice move on TRNX today. So that's pretty nice to see. But like I said, tomorrow, once everybody's funds are settled, the market is back full-fledged. It should be a pretty hot day, especially after seeing TRNX go on this run today. Traders should be very excited tomorrow. It should be a very good day. All right, guys. Well, we'll give it about, I don't know, 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes here. If you guys got any more questions for me today. Actually, this is a little secret announcement. It's not anything major, like too crazy, but it is pretty cool. I'll be doing a collaboration video this week with another day trader by the name of Trader Chick. She's one of the very few girl day traders, and she has a pretty big Facebook following in her Facebook group, a couple thousand people. She has her own courses and stuff like that, but we're doing a collaboration video Wednesday, so I should be out hopefully by the end of the weekend. But that'll be pretty interesting, I think, because you never see day traders collaborate with each other. You see all these different day trading channels and stuff, and nobody wants to work with each other. They all want to be against each other, I guess, because the competition in day trading is so strong because everybody feels like they're against everybody. But you never see collaboration videos. Well, um, I'll let you be the judge of that. I don't want to say too much about that. She's a little. She's. Yeah. I'm not gonna say anything about that. You be the judge of that when the video comes out. Cause I don't. I'm not gonna say anything to get my. I don't want to have. I don't. Yeah. Let's just. We're gonna avoid that question. Don't come in here, David. Put me on the spot like that. I don't know who all is in this chat right now, so I know some of you guys who are in here, but yeah. Hey, what's up, One Life? I'm not. I'm not. I'm not incriminating myself. Like I said, I'm just avoiding that whole thing. We're gonna avoid that. Yeah. So yeah, yeah. We need more day traders so they can influence the market. Yeah. I think day trading is continuing to grow. I think I think the biggest problem, besides the competition aspect and traders not wanting to work together, which I think is crazy. I think the more people who work together, the better uh, everybody becomes, which makes more people make more money. Why would you not want that? I guess people are selfish and greedy, but hey, whatever. Uh, but uh, like we've got a nice community started here. We've got several of us here. One Life puts in input, Junior puts in input. This is what I want. I want a community like this of traders, new and experienced, because it's nice. It's nice to not be alone in this stupid stock market when it's going crazy. Like it's nice to see other people's opinions. But I saw a post last night. It was a Facebook ad, and I even I commented on it because I was so distraught by this trader's ad. I was like too many traders are trying to sell something. Like I'm not knocking the hustle of trying to make money and doing online businesses. I think that's great. But at the same time, there's so much mystery in day trading. There's so many different ways that you can make money and different ways you can make your own strategy. You can come up with these, I've got this magical mythical strategy. There's so many ways to do that. I think it's become a bit of an issue of too many people trying to take advantage of it. Because not only do you get a lot of scammers, but like this guy literally, the ad was so bad. It just like he's sitting in his Lambo or McLaren or whatever it is. Some young kid. He looked like he was probably 21, maybe 20, and he's sitting in it. And it's like, okay, that's cool. I guess people get sold on the fancy cars and stuff like that. So I could see that it's eye catching, whatever. But then I'm reading it, and he's like, if you want to learn to day trade, you don't have to spend a whole bunch of money or anything. You can literally lay in bed and day trade on your phone, which I guess is it's true, you can, but real day traders are not trading on your phone. You can't look at level 2 time and sales charts, all that stuff on your phone. Like, who's laying in bed on a phone day trading? Nobody I know. So it's just like, what are you talking about, guy? Like, this doesn't even make sense. And then what else was it he say? He said some other crazy stuff. He uses Robinhood and TD Ameritrade. He uses Robinhood and Thinkorswim both. And I'm like, why? Why would you use them both for day trading? I could see, especially now that there's no commissions, like, I'll use TOS over Robinhood any day. I was using it when there was commissions over Robinhood. So it's like, I don't know, guys. So, like, just the whole ad just had weird holes and stuff in it I didn't like. And I was just like, I kind of called him out on it about it. And I wasn't really coming from a hater's point of view. It's more like, you got to try harder than that. Like, I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to sell your courses or whatever, but you got to try harder. You got to make it seem like it makes more sense than that. And I think that's a problem of why we have so many traders fail, because they come in and they see something like that. They see a young kid in a Lambo talking about he travels the world. And if you're new to the stock market, and you're working your crappy 9 to 5, it's hope. You get excited. You're like, if this is true, because the stock market's a real thing. It's not like a pyramid scheme or Ponzi scheme or any of that. The stock market is real. It exists. So they get this false sense of hope, and then they open up an account with some real money because that person didn't tell them the paper trade first, and they buy their courses, and then they get in and they lose, and so now they've paid all that money for the courses. They've lost all their money that they had. They're like, this is a big scam, and they quit. And I think that's really toxic to the day trading community, and why we have such a high failure rate. I think that's why it's 90%, is because it's just not like this. The community is really pretty toxic. That goes back to, like I was saying, I've not seen any day traders collaborate, and that's why I'm excited to do this collaboration with the Trader Chick. I think it's awesome for people to come together in this type of community and make positive things happen. So, and I think it's just one of those, it's just the issue. There's too many people trying to make money off of it wherever they can, and they're doing it at the expense of others. That's why you don't see me selling anything. Like, eventually, if my following gets a lot bigger, I might sell a little something, but I'm not going to be charging like hundreds of dollars for any courses. I'm not going to charge for any courses. I'm not going to do that. I mean, mainly my whole strategy is on the YouTube channel. I might sell something little, something that's like 10 or 20 bucks, but nothing crazy. Like, I don't want to be ripping people off. Like, my main goal of this channel is to teach you guys for free, let you guys learn from me for free, and get paid for advertising and sponsorships from big companies. That's my goal. I feel like it's a lot better, because one thing I always say is, like, why are you selling these courses or this chat room service for so much if you are a experienced trader? Like, if you're making millions of dollars in the stock market, then why the hell are you charging some new guy who works a 9 to 5 job? Why are you charging him $100 to $150 a month for your chat service? Like, you don't need that money, apparently. Like, if you've got a Lambo and millions of dollars, why are you charging that guy so much? It just doesn't make sense to me. And it's toxic. It's a toxic community, guys. We gotta change it. We gotta turn this community around. Happy, positive day traders. I want everybody happy. Happy, happy, happy. Duck Dynasty stuff. Oh, there's a lot of opinions I have. I'm a very opinionated person. And my opinions, according to my wife, are stupid. No, I'm just kidding, guys. My wife supports me. But yeah, any more questions, guys? I have to journey out in the snow and get some breakfast soon. Yeah, exactly. See, One Life gets it. One Life is a smart guy. He's a renegade. He's a little crazy. His gator boots that he wears is probably a little too fancy, but he's a smart guy. He gets it. That's why you get. And I agree with One Life, and you guys probably heard me say it several times. Uh, every trader trades what works for them. There's so many ways to make money in the stock market. I'm not knocking anybody. If somebody else is making money with a totally different strategy than I am, then more power to you. Like there's so many ways. There's no reason to. Hey, I'm happy. I'm glad you guys are here. Let's chat it up. That's what I want to do. That's the whole point of these live streams and this small account challenge. I just want to build a nice little community to where it's just not me just sitting here staring at these screens. You know, I want a nice community. And I want new traders to be able to come here too and ask questions and uh, not get spit on. I'm in a lot of Facebook groups for day trading, and I'll see a new trader ask a question, and yeah, it's a dumb question, but they're new. They're new to day trading, so they're not gonna know everything. Like when you first learn to drive, you don't know everything. You don't know how to change windshield wipers or whatever. But I'll see people ask a new trader ask a question, and they just get bombarded with people like, "Oh, you should know that you're gonna have a hard time day trading if you don't know how to Google VWAP or just like it's like just answer their question, man. They don't like sure they could use Google, but you don't gotta harass them because they didn't think to Google it or whatever. ACB is going to Mexico. Did something just come out? Are they moving to Mexico? What are we talking about here? I don't see a press release. Yeah, you're down, David. But Mexico did legalize it. I'm pretty sure I saw a couple of weeks ago that Mexico did legalize recreational marijuana, or they were in the process. I mean, look, I'm pretty sure I saw I'm pretty sure that I saw an article on it. I'm gonna Google it on my phone real quick. Yeah, the looking at Motley Fool, they said Mexico unveiled its recreational cannabis bill. So I don't know if they did completely legalize it next or already legalized it, but it's in the process. Oh, they pushed back the date? Okay, because I was not seeing anything that confirmed it, but I was seeing a lot of information that it was uh, being put into action. So that's cool. So yeah, Mexico will probably be legal by I would say the middle of next year, which will be pretty big. That's pretty big news. So I know you're down, David, on Aurora, but um, it looks like it's leveled off its drop. I don't know if you were in here earlier when I was talking about this, but it's finally starting to go sideways instead of down. It's been going down, 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 and now it's starting to go sideways. So it's starting to consolidate. So you could get a reversal here soon. New Jersey soon. So yeah, we could get another wave of states legalizing, and maybe Mexico, and you could see pot stocks turn around. I don't think it's over for pot stocks. I really don't. Let's see, Marcus said they should legalize Coke. I don't know about Coke, but I know Colorado is working on medically legalizing mushrooms. There's some interesting articles on mushrooms and the powers they have with helping people with addictions. It's weird, but you could check it out. I could see Michigan loving it being legal. I've known a lot of people from Michigan, and it seems like all you guys smoke pot. At least everybody from Michigan that I've ever met. Yeah, once the feds legalize it, I got hair on my tongue. Once the feds legalize it, it'll be a whole different thing. Like it'll be crazy. Like the world I want to live in one day is when you go to a gas station and they've got pot stuff everywhere, or you go into Target and there's a pot aisle. Pot on aisle 9, pot on aisle 9. The majority? Yeah, I figured the majority. Like I said, I've never met anybody from Michigan who didn't smoke. Or when McDonald's has the hash mac, something like that, some type of edible burger with pot in it. I don't know what they call it. If you guys have a better name than the hash mac, go ahead and post it up there. Let's see what everybody thinks. Let's get a think tank going on for fast food restaurant pot names. Companies still have policies against ingesting. See, that's something I don't understand. I don't understand why people have a stance on that at all. Like, it's cool to smoke it, but it's not cool to eat it. Um, I think ACB has a lot of potential. If you long, there's a few that have potential to me. Um, as far as just straight marijuana, and ACB is one. Crone is one. Like Crone was all the way up at $25, and now it's in his $8 range. And then Canopy Growth. I actually saw an article that Drake the rapper just bought a majority share, a majority position or whatever on Canopy Growth. Like Drake now owns over half of this company. Now I don't know how much Degrassi and uh, Lil Wayne and all that he's been hanging out with, how much they know about medical marijuana and recreational marijuana, probably a lot. But he now owns over half of this company, from what I read. Let's see. Yeah, ACB's float size probably did. I know it's been growing. All right, Marcus, have a great day. Go enjoy the snow. Appreciate you joining as always. Cron and CGC. That's the same thing I was saying. So me and One Life are kind of in agreement on that. Canopy growth and Cron. I still think Aurora has a lot of potential. I mean they're doing quite a bit. But I haven't checked the float on Aurora in a while, so I'm not really sure. what what here's what I think about Aurora. I think they may not. I think they possibly could be front runners eventually, maybe. But if they don't become front runners and Cron and Canopy Growth, which look like they're the front runners right now, I think there's a possibility that we could see a major merger between Aurora and one of those companies. Possibly. Like Aurora's pretty smart. Their company is pretty smart and they've done what they can to stay in the pot stock race. But I think they're smart enough to know that if it means them going out of business or them merging with another company, they're going to do the latter. I think they're going to. I think there's a. I think there's potential for them to maybe come up with something to push them back in front of Cron and Canopy Growth, or they might merge with one of those two. That's my thoughts on ACB. Oh wow, the float is over $1 billion now. Wow, I've not seen the like last time I saw the float, it was like 260 million. So they've really done some things. Yes, Daniel B. Today is super slow, and that's because it's a holiday and the banks are closed. Hence why I'm not trading because if you just joined us, I've said it a couple times, but my funds did not settle because of the holidays. So we're just kind of having a chat fest. But yeah, market conditions are not great. TRNX was the play today, and LCPN with the dead cat bounce early morning. Um, but yeah, I did not know the float was that high on ACB. But hey, it is what it is. I would be that the merger thing is what I would be looking at. Now another stock I've done a video on is Planet 13. And it cracked this trend line here that I had when I did the video, but overall, if you look at Planet 13, ETM is growing. Check that in a second. Planet 13 has not moved as crazy up or down as Aurora, Canopy Growth, or Cron. And they're not really a wholesale supplier or wholesaler seller of weed or whatever like those companies are. They are an entertainment complex that is looking to have their entertainment complexes in all the major tourist cities at some point in time. So I like this stock a lot. I like this company a lot. If you haven't seen that video, go check that video out. It's in the Ben Stock Reviews. It's the first one, Planet 13. After I did that, see, I did not know about this company before somebody suggested it. And after I did the research on this company, I really like it for a long term company. I think they got some good stuff going on. See, ETM. Oh, wow. ETM. So basically, ETM is having a continuation from Friday. Looks like it had some type of earnings, maybe. Yeah, they beat estimates. Had a pop up. And then it's just pretty much went straight up to $5 from here. And $5, 503 is going to be really tough resistance. But if it does break $5, you could get a move up. Oh, right here's why. This is pretty predictable actually. So it had the good earnings. Once it broke 411, it had this gap to fill all the way up to this $5 mark. So this gap to fill is why this went straight up. There's no resistance right here. Like 450 is your only resistance point, and that's natural resistance. There's no other resistance. So this gap to fill is beautiful. That's a good play actually. That's a pretty good play. Good continuation, but I don't know if it'll break $5 or not. It'd be pretty tough. Because you got resistance right there at 510, 509. The 200's at 503. And then $5 is always strong resistance. So a lot of resistance in that 5 to 510 area. And the stock has just went straight up. So it's got to have a pullback at some point. But yeah, pretty clear cut gap up right there, or gap to fill. I like it. If it could break $5 though, looks like. Let's see. You're gonna have some resistance around 520ish, 525. Because it bounced right here at that area, and then bounced here at that area, and then it cracked here at that area. So even if this does break $5, you're still gonna have some resistance at that 520 area as well. So a lot of resistance. This would have to really break 525 to get on a really nice run. It looks like it's got a lot of volume. Well, right now the volume's died off though, which it probably won't break. But it did have some volume. Let's see. Stick it in the sidebar here. Whoops, wrong stock. Come on. TM. Big float. 142 million ish area for float. Wait, hold on. Yeah. Oops. Volume. Okay. So let's see here. 3 million volume. 3.3 so far. All right, David. We'll see you. We'll be back tomorrow. I don't think it would be a play tomorrow. For one, the float is too big. Like, this stock hasn't went on any massive runs in the past year. Besides these today. Yesterday and today was the biggest runs it's had. On top of that, it has went straight up. So I would actually think tomorrow would be more of a red day. I would expect to see a red candle tomorrow before it breaks this $5 area. Maybe like a pullback down to 450. And then maybe the day after maybe could get a break. I would think you'd have some type of pullback tomorrow. Could be wrong though, but like I said, the float's pretty high, so I wouldn't even want to trade this personally. Let's see, is Dare let's see, what's going on here? No, not really. And Dare is in a channel right now. And if you don't know what a channel is, it's basically where the stock is moving sideways. And you just have support and resistance. But you can see it dropped here, hit there, boom, boom, boom. It's just a channel on Dare. And that's another way to trade, is trading channels, channel breaks, channel bounces. But I'm not going to get into all that. At least not today. But channel trading is a thing. You can make money off channel trading. See, nice pullback on TRNX. Could potentially get a bounce off the VWAP here, because you do have a trend line and you do have the VWAP right there. Could see another bounce. I think tomorrow the play is going to be something that we're not seeing today. I think there's going to be a lot of press releases tomorrow. I think the penny stocks are going to be hot, and I think we're going to have some new runners. I don't think we're going to see anything that we saw today. Like, I don't think TRNX is going to keep going tomorrow. I mean, it could. It's got so much room. It could. It might continue, but if we have some really good press releases, really good low float stocks, I think tomorrow will be that. Because people are getting antsy. It's that time of year where everybody is getting excited for trades. So we'll see. All right, guys. I gotta eat some food. But we will be back tomorrow, first thing in the morning at 8:15, working out the watch list, waiting for patterns to form, and try to get another win on this small account. Hopefully a big win here soon, if market conditions allow it. But yeah, be ready for tomorrow. We're going to be back here bright and early, trying to make a trade and try to get this small account challenge off the ground. So thanks everybody who joined me. I'll see you tomorrow.